Be Spina Bifida Awareness Month. I should talk about my October is so busy. I have so much going on. It all started with my last catheter change appointment. Nurse practitioner, she suggested that I get another scope of my bladder done because I haven't had one since 2019. So I said okay. They were gonna one up way. They wanted to do that in office without anesthesia, and it wasn't a pleasant experience last time when they did that. So I insisted that we wait until their schedule opened up to do it in the OR. It's actually recording. It's so bright I can't tell. Yeah. Okay. So that might not be until summer. Well, guess what? It opened up. So I'm scheduled for the 27th of October. It's currently the 6th, I think. 7th. Yesterday was the 6th. I know this. Then I scheduled an appointment with a regular doctor because my hands have been hurting me really bad lately. I have osteoarthritis. They've been sore and tingly with like the minimal amount of activity. Holding a book or whatever hurts. So his nurse practitioner suggested that it might be a mild case of carpal tunnel and suggested I go see an EMG. I think that's correct. So I have to schedule that. But they have to call me back about that because she wrote it down wrong. She said it was in my legs, not my hands on the script. So I have to get that all straightened out. She said I could call them occasionally to see if it's worked out, but I'm not going to remember to do that. I have enough calls to make today. So on the 6th, which was yesterday, I was supposed to have a care appointment. And then I also have to get a COVID test. On the 14th, I have an appointment with the anesthesiologist. So this week, Monday. No, I scheduled the ride. I said that my appointment is at 10:45. So they said that my pickup time would be 9:30 to 10. It's only a half an hour away. I said okay. And then Sunday, I get an automated call from Provider Ride, which is the transportation service that CareSource uses now. They said 10:15. The pickup time. I wasn't really paying attention. I was having family time, 7 in the evening on a Sunday. I wasn't really paying attention to that. It didn't dawn on me that that's not the correct pickup time. So the next day he arrives on time for switched time. And we get to the hospital and the way to turn in, get to the hospital was blocked off. They were doing construction. So we had to take a detour. Not a long detour. When I got there, the lady was like, did you think your appointment was at 11? Because it said 10:45. She was looking at the computer. Like, what do you mean? I look up and it's 10 after 11 at that point. It was at 10:45. I'm like, oh. So I think it's like 25 minutes late. I'm like, we had a detour. I wasn't so long of a detour. I don't understand why I'm so late, but she was able to fit me in. Sitting there in the waiting room. Yeah, I feel like Mercury is in like retrograde or something like that. I don't know about things like that. I feel like that might be happening because growing up, there's only ever been like 1 or 2 Reginas in one room. My grandmother, who I'm named after, there's very rarely ever been like another one. I remember one time was the room of the children's hospital, and my grandmother was with me. There was another woman in there, like a volunteer or something. I can't remember. Her name was also Regina. It's a very rare name. So I'm sitting there waiting to be called back, and the nurses comes out and says, Gina. So this older woman approach her at the same time, and the nurse looks at her chart, and she looks at the older woman. She goes, I said Gina, right? And she goes, yeah. And she goes, that's you. And she goes, as far as I know. Like real snarky. I'm like, excuse me, there can be other Ginas in the room. It's not like she said the last name. But like seconds after that, another nurse comes out and calls my name. And it turns out her name was Regina too. So there's 3 Reginas in that doctor's office that day. That was weird. But then I got home and racking my brain all afternoon trying to figure out why I was late. I had written out so many appointments for this month. I wrote out all of the appointments on a piece of paper so that when I scheduled the rides, I had all the information out for me. I looked and said pickup time was 9:30 to 10. And I'm like, wait, that's not what it was. It was 10:50. I'm like trying to do math in my head, which is not something I can do very easily. I have a learning disability. Yeah, that's weird. So I call my mom up just to tell her that. It's like 7 hours late for my appointment today, and I've been trying to figure out why, and I think I just figured out why, so I'm gonna have to call CareSource and fight about that. I did, and I told them that it wasn't the driver's fault. He was on time for what time he was told to pick me up. It was polite and everything like that. Got me home reasonable hour, or at least it should have been a reasonable hour. I didn't eat lunch until 2:15, but that was only because he was told the wrong time to pick me up for my appointment to begin with. Not on him. I still have to leave a positive review for him on their Facebook page. I'm also trying to figure out this thing about mileage reimbursement from a while back. It's a nightmare. Oh, okay. Yesterday was Wednesday, the 6th. I had a wound care appointment. And I called the night before. I made sure that the pickup time was 1 o'clock. I confirmed it was 1 o'clock. 15 minutes before I was supposed to get there. I'm getting ready to go outside to get my wheelchair out of the shed and everything. And just as I'm going out the door, wound care calls me. Their power was out. I had to reschedule. And we're like, about the 13th. I was like, I have an appointment that day. Was a catheter change, so I can't miss that. Like, okay, how about the 14th? I can't do that one either. That's the anesthesia consult. So long story short, she scheduled me for the 15th, so I have 3 appointments next week. So I have to schedule that after I'm done with this video. It's just going to be a very busy month. How's everybody else's month going?